I'm Jessica Blackwell from Equestricare, and I'm just going to briefly go over the deep tissue techniques that our students use, because I know that once you've left the practical, it's often quite hard to remember all of them. So you'll want to do them in an area where you found an issue that you might not be able to resolve with your basic techniques. So the first one that we're going to use is deep direct pressure. So with this one, a common area is the head obliques. We might have massaged it. We might have found that the massage itself was not quite enough. So what you're going to do, you can use your thumb, your fingers, the palm of your hand, is you're going to hold the area. So when you hold the area, you're applying quite a bit of pressure. And you are waiting for the relaxation of the tissue or to notice a change in the horse. So he softened then, so that's when I'd stop that. Now a lot of the time people might use it on the back, especially in the wither. So you might have been massaging the wither, got a spot. A lot of people use it in what they would consider a knot. And you're just going to apply the pressure to that area. Same with in the other area. We are waiting to feel the tissue soften or to look for a change in the horse. I'm not sure if you could see that, but he just took a bit of a breath and sighed. And then we've got some blinking. And now he's distracted, so, you know, maybe I should have lifted with the blinking. So it's not only about holding the holding itself that makes that technique beneficial, especially if you're on a spasm, something like that, you can actually feel it relax, but it's the removal of the pressure as well. So when you remove the pressure, then the fresh blood with fresh oxygen, fresh nutrients fills that tissue. So, you know, the pressure itself works in one way, and then the removal of pressure works in another. The next technique is frictions. So we've already done cross fiber friction, which is where you go against the muscle, but frictions is like cross fiber friction, but you just might just do it a little bit more, I don't want to say aggressively, a little bit quicker. So instead of being, you know, you've got your compressive techniques and you might change them to go across the fibers, your frictions will be much quicker. I don't know if you can see my hands. So if we were in the area we were just in, and that would be our frictions. Our cross fiber friction would be slower. And frictions, like you're giving them a scratch. Then from there we go to one of my favorites, which is the hardest one for people to get their heads around, and this is the flicking. So flicking generates a neuromuscular response. So it almost over-aggravates an area in order to calm it down. So if we're working on a back is the most common, you might be palpating along the back and notice, oh, right there, I get a bit of a reaction. So I'm going to do my flicking. So it's 2 softens and a flick. So there to warm the area, and then a flick. And you can do that anywhere along the back. You could do it in your hind end, although less common. You could do it in your head obliques, but you do want to do it where there is quite a big expanse of muscle, because otherwise it can be a little bit irritating. So after I'd found my spot and I check it again, then I go and I find the next one. And then I always effleurage it out. Then the final 2 techniques are myofascial techniques. So in these, we're going not to the muscle, not to the skin, but between them. So gliding, one directional, stretching, opposite directions. So the first thing you do, hello, is you rest your hands and you let them sink for 30 to 60 seconds. Don't apply any pressure, just let the natural weight of your hands sink. Then we are just going to gently let our hands go where the fascia wants to take them. So fascia is a wonderful thing, and it has its own hydration system. And fascia becomes unhealthy when it's dehydrated. So the fascia will automatically want to take your hands to the area in which it's dehydrated. So with this technique, we don't want to overthink it. So you might start by thinking you want to stretch the area, and you might just end up going one direction. Or you might think that you want to glide, and you might end up stretching. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but my hands have separated. Actually, the top one has stayed where it is, and the bottom one is moving. So right now I feel like it's moving really quickly. So that means that, you know, that area is actually quite hydrated. It's not stuck. So I might try for a glide again. he started to walk away, so I stopped. He probably didn't need anything in that area. So, you know, if the horse is fidgeting, not paying attention, then it probably doesn't need something there, or it's an ADHD child like you. So those are our 4 deeper techniques. We had our deep direct pressure, our frictions, our flicking, and our myofascial gliding and stretching.